Well, hello everybody, welcome back. Josh here with Josh's Lawn and Landscape. As you can see, I'm in the shop once again. So, the work never stops. Y'all know that when you're in the lawn care business. So, what I'm going to be doing in this video, the quick intro is kind of a quick how to mount the advanced chute system to the 7-iron Pro deck from John Deere, or this is how I do it anyway. So you'll buy your kit. It comes with spacers, your bolts, everything. I've done this once before on the old deck, and so let me get the camera turned around, and that way I can better kind of point it out. I've kind of gotten started on the new deck, so that way I can go over what I got to do. So here we go. All right, so as you can see, got my drill. Got my advanced chute system. Here's the Z-Track 7-iron Pro deck. Y'all know I had this mounted to the old deck, and simply one of these holes actually lines up, but you can see here I've already drilled one hole. It sits on top of here, and then you'll have to do spacers to kind of get near where this ridge is, the height of that. So you can see on these spacers come in the kit. This is from the first time I installed it, so these have already been cut off because these bolts are kind of long. But you can see it's got a short spacer and then kind of a medium spacer. And the bolt goes up through the top, and then the lock nut goes down on top of it. There's 3 of those. One of these, I'll set this up here. Actually, when you set it up there like that, just make sure that it's flush on that ridge. You will have a little slot there just because of the way the deck is cut right there. But once you got it sitting flush, you obviously have one bolt hole there. This one lines up with the square hole. It's already in the deck, but you'll just need to take your bit that is the size that you need and kind of go through. I don't know if you can tell where that's kind of rounded the sides off a little bit, just to give me a little bit extra room for that bolt to go through there. But this back one lines up here on the bracket. And you've got this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount these, and then I'm going to have to loosen this tensioner return spring, because the other one has to go through there, which is directly under this spring. So I'll have to get that off and get that hole marked so that I can drill the other one. And what I would do, you can do it with 2 or 3 drill bits. I've got 2 because you're going to kill a drill, especially if it's a cordless drill, trying to drill the big hole through this deck. It's going to bind a lot. So what I would do is get at least one about half size of this one, the one that's proper size for the bolts, and pre-drill a hole, and then go to your regular size drill bit and drill your final hole, and then maybe just kind of waller it around a little bit just to make sure you got plenty of room for the bolt to pass cleanly through there. So and again, that's essentially it. You'll have 1, 2, and you'll notice that here's that ridge that the irregular, like the chute guard, discharge chute mounts to. But when you take that off, it has that ridge, and what you'll wind up with is this one hole here will be on the outside of that lip, and then your other 2 holes will be like here and somewhere right in this area. So you'll have 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside, and that way when you tighten it down, it helps keep it sitting flush. And that's it. So that's how you do the mount, or the process that I'm going to be doing. So what I'll do is I may do some time lapse once I get this stuff done and get my hole marked, and do a little bit of time lapse of drilling the last hole and getting everything mounted on here. So we'll see, but that's an overview of how to do it and where to line it up at. So I'm gonna hop to it. Y'all stick around. All right, so real quick, I got to do this. This one's for Ronaldo. Shout out to Ronaldo. I always go over my tool sizes and tools that I use for this project. So I've got my Ryobi 18 volt cordless drill. As you can see, I've got, these are 2 drill bits. I'm using the Milwaukee red helix, and what I've got is a 1/4 inch and a 3/8. The 3/8 is the size that the bolt will fit through. So I'm doing a 1/4 inch pilot and then a 3/8 finish hole with those. And then it has your 3/8 bolts with the spacers, and then this is, I think, either a 1/2 or a 13. I think this is a 1/2 inch nut. This is a nylock locking nut that will go down from the top side onto it and tighten up, holding it in place. So, and there's 3 of those. So I think it's a 1/2 inch socket. Your drill bits, like I said, I'm using the Milwaukee red helix. You do not want a cheap drill bit for this, because this deck will destroy them if you don't have a good bit. So yeah, make sure you get good drill bits. And that's the tools that I'm using. And I'm gonna get back to it real quick. Wanted to throw that in there. Ronaldo, shout out. Big Son's Lawn Care, check him out, and be right back. Alright, so real quick, I got my spacing figured out for the front bolt, and if you'll see on the new deck, it's on this front label in the red area here in between the 2nd and 3rd line. That's in Spanish, on the Spanish side of the label. That's where the front bolt goes. So I've already started my slot there. And what I'm doing is, like I said, I've got my Ryobi with 1/4 inch drill bit, and you really got to put some pressure when you got this thing going down on the drill bit, and just kind of move it to let it grind the hole out a little bit, because this is a 7 gauge steel deck. It's hard, y'all. So like I said, put some good pressure on the back side of the drill, just kind of lean down on the top and slowly move the drill around. And let me see if I can adjust this camera up a little bit, and maybe y'all can see me actually doing that. Let's see. Can you tell from this angle? See if you can see. You can kind of see the top of the drill. You want to put pressure down here, and then just kind of weight down on it, lean on it. You don't have to really put your whole weight into it, but just keep good hard pressure on it and get this one drilled out. So just like that. I have it on the high speed setting so it really turns, and just kind of move it around. Almost there. There it is. And then you'll drill your bigger hole, and I'll get some footage of it when it's finished. Alright. As you can see, I now have the advanced chute system remounted to the Z920 on the new deck. One correction from earlier in the video, really quick, is these bolts. It's a 3/8 bolt, but the nut and the head of the bolt are 9/16, not a half. I think I said they were a half earlier. So, got to get that right. Make sure Ronaldo takes good notes. He always likes it when I go over all these sizes. So, I got one wrong before I actually had to do it, Ronaldo. Mark it on the calendar. So, let's go in here, obviously. Sitting down, reach over, flips up, perfect. And as you can see, The corner is pretty much in line with the edge of the deck. It's not really hanging over. Maybe a ½ inch or so. It's kind of hard to see that, but it is hanging over a little bit. But it's mounted in the same position. I think it's more so hanging over on the front corner because it does have a little bit of an angle back this way. And that's just because of the way the deck is cut. It has a little drop in it right there. But hey, got it. It's on there. It'll serve its purpose well enough. So that's my little quick how-to video on remounting, reinstalling the advanced chute system to the Z920M, or just say the John Deere 7-iron deck. So hopefully this one was helpful. I just want to say thank y'all again for tuning into the channel. Time to wrap it up. Got to get these loaded up, get back up to the house. Maybe time for a cup of coffee. And yeah, that's it for this one. So thank y'all for watching. Appreciate all the support as always. And as always, y'all be safe, be kind, be blessed, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.